Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Embers and Ash, also known as Ashley, if you didn't know. Also, if you're new here, I do home decor, minimalism, DIY type videos, and today I'm going to be focusing on home. So something that kind of bugs me about the home decor community on YouTube is that quite a few of the people on here live in these like beautiful mansions in just the most pristine houses, and that's just not realistic for most people, I would think. So when I go online trying to get inspiration up for my home decor, I find it quite frustrating because I don't have the same blank slate that they have, which is an amazingly beautiful home. Not that my home isn't beautiful, I love my house, but I'm a renter, and so there's limitations with what I can do with my house, and there's some things that really bug me about it. So I wanted to make a video about how you can decorate a house that might be outdated or ugly, because it is really frustrating because you can buy all the things that these big YouTubers buy to decorate your house, but it doesn't really look quite right because they have the marble countertops and the white walls, and a lot of people don't. So with my house, I live in a beautiful little coach house, love it a lot. The only thing that really just gets to me is I have yellow and green walls. Yellow and green walls, which I love the color yellow and I love the color green. I love the color green from plants, and I often want to decorate with yellow, but having it on the walls is just like not really what I want. Like, as you can see here, yellow wall, I'm not really into it. But I'm not allowed to paint, so I just have to deal with it, and I find that often people will try and decorate pretending that their house isn't the way it is, but I think that you still can make a beautiful home even more beautiful by incorporating the weird quirks that your house might have. Yeah, really long intro. Just wanted to explain why I'm here. So I want to go over some tips and tricks I have for decorating a house that is a little outdated or quote unquote has ugly features. Okay, so the first tip is to style according to the theme that your house has. This one can be a little tricky because if you have purple walls, you might not want to stick with a theme of purple walls, but if you incorporate that as if it's part of the design, but tweak it so that it's a bit more modern, you can come out with some really like cool looking rooms. So in my case, with my yellow and green walls, it gives a really like earthy tone and kind of I don't know, I feel like it makes the house a bit more like boho, which I'm into boho, but like I'm more into white walls, but I don't have that. So I styled my house with really natural features like wood and plants. I mean, I put plants in my house either way, but the plants I think really go well with the natural earthy tone of the walls. And along with that, I need to stay away from items that really dig deep into that green yellow wall. So I really can't do many yellows because it really makes the house look yellow. So yeah, another example is if you have kind of a 50s style house, you can put like, it's kind of hard to explain. You can put items in that have that 50s vibe, but a more like modern version of it. So like, I don't know, like a glass soap dispenser. Like there's things that you can buy that have that old school look to them with a modern twist. And if you put those in your house, it kind of makes it look like your house is decorated that way on purpose. So don't just ignore and pretend like the things that you don't like aren't there. Try and really incorporate them into your design, even if they're not quite what you want. The second tip I have is not to add too many thrifted items in your house, which goes against my core because I love thrifted items, but I mean more like don't incorporate too many items that look thrifted. So you can find things at the thrift store that are really awesome finds and they look like new and like beautiful, but you can also find things that look like they're old. And those things can look really cool and trendy in like a really modern house if you have the contrast of really old antique looking things with your brand new home. But But if you have an old antique looking house and you put antique looking things in it, it's just gonna look all antique and all old. So in my house, I love adding amber glass, like jars or bottles or whatever, but I can't add too much because it adds too much of that like old warm tone, and I need to contrast it with more cool tones because my walls are so warm. So I can add those in like my bathroom where I have white walls, but in the rest of the house I can't put too much because then it's like really digging deep into outdated, right? Okay, so the third tip is to add lots of white. And I say white specifically because a lot of times the outdated older homes just are like darker, and you want to add more like brightness if you're into this, but if you want to add more brightness and light to it. So I try and keep like my plant pots white. It's hard to do white furniture because that's very dangerous for spills, but like even doing a light gray because that's a bit more safer of a color to go for. Yeah, I just try and add as many white things as I can to contrast the warm tones and to brighten your space up. Fourth item is for if you have really ugly, old, or like dirty, gross carpet in your house. If you're willing to spend a little bit of money, you can switch it out without actually tearing up all your carpet. So the way that you can do this is in the room that you want to switch out your carpet, measure it out, and then go online or go in store and find a carpet that you really like and buy multiples of it and lay it in your room and actually like cut it up so that it literally covers the whole floor in your room. And if it's nice and shaggy, the seams will be hidden and it'll look like that's just the carpet that you have. And you didn't have to rip up the carpet and make your landlords upset. Number 5, going along with the brightness aspect, because I feel like making a room more bright really like modernizes it, is adding mirrors all over your house. So in every room, if you can, add a mirror. And the reason for that is, for one, it makes your house look bigger, which is always nice. And it obviously reflects light, so it just, yeah, literally does that. It brightens the room. It brings more light into your house. The next tip is to change out the hardware on your cabinets, doors, dresser doors, even doors. This one I know a lot of people do. It's a really awesome option because people often won't think that it will make that big of a difference, but it can make a huge difference putting a more modern style handle on all your cabinets or drawers or whatever. The next tip is if you're living in a place like me where you're either not allowed to put holes in your walls or you are limited in the amount of holes you're allowed to put in your walls. In my case, I was given 14 nails and my landlord expects 14 holes in the wall whenever I move out. Which, I mean, seems a little strict, but also some landlords don't even let you hang anything on the walls, so like, I'll take what I can get. But that really limits the amount of stuff I can put on the walls. So for me, to help decorate, because if your walls are empty, it just like, I found it makes the room look more empty, right? Is take advantage of tall bookshelves. Ones that like go either all the way up to the ceiling or like most of the way there. And then you can style basically your wall using the bookshelves. Next up is changing out your light fixtures. I know that this can often be a little difficult because depending on the light, you might not be able to, but you know those like classic globe type, I don't know, lights that are in like bedrooms? You can switch those out easily and get something more modern in your house. Like I said, if you have that old style, throwing in really modern items gives that cool contrast that you're trying to like modernize an old look on purpose. That's the key. Making it look like everything that's happening here is on purpose and that you're not hiding anything. You're accentuating it. And the last tip is for your kitchen. I have not done this before, but I saw someone online do it and I thought it was genius. And that is that you can buy Faux Backsplash. Backsplash can make a big difference in your kitchen because it can be a really big eye grabber because sometimes they have real funky styles. Real weird, real funky styles. And you can get this like stick-on backsplash that you just cut out for your kitchen, and it's super sweet because it makes like a huge difference for your home. Yeah, so those are all my tips. I hope it was helpful. I just find that there's not enough information out there on what you're supposed to do when your house is ugly. and I should, I use ugly as like an over exaggeration, right? It's like when your house isn't exactly what you want, what are you supposed to do about it? Like, I don't want yellow walls. I will never paint my walls yellow in my future home, but I'm dealing with it and I'm trying to style around it and make it look like it's on purpose. Yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I really love doing stuff like this where I feel like I can really help you guys out. If you like this video, please like the video. If you really like this video, subscribe down below. Check out my page for other videos that I've put out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.